What's going on, guys? We're looking at S&P 500 2000 tick chart. As you guys can see, the market started with a fairly strong sell-off, and the first thing we need to do, we need to identify the current market structure because we want to get a clear and concise picture to what the market is doing so we can follow our rules safely pretty much. And what I can see is that there's a channel working to the downside, and it was fairly hard to find a perfect fitting channel. I ended up with something like this. As you guys can see, we have a little overshoot right here, which a lot of times lead to a break of a trend line or even straight up reversal. So as you guys can see, the overshoot is even almost perfectly measured, and price created a new extreme pushing lower. Now, a lot of times when you see a break of a trend line in the overnight session, that doesn't count. A lot of times it may not count because traders don't really treat it as a valid break. But right now I'm paying more attention to this uptrend. As you guys can see, price is pushing strongly above the EMA. We are making series of higher highs, higher lows. So the bias is up, and we are in an uptrend. We're looking for second entry longs, or we are looking for potentially failed second entry shorts. But we have a little bit two conflicting beliefs right now, so I'm going to wait for more price action to develop because it is still 30 minutes before the market open. Alright guys, and we may have our first setup for today, a potential second entry long at the key entry point in an uptrend, and we just have a first break of this uptrend. And why am I looking at the first break of this uptrend? Because according to trendline rules, after price will break the trend line, traders will attempt to create a new extreme. This signal bar is already way too bullish, so what I'm going to do, you guys can see we ticked lower and we just rallied up higher. I'm going to drop my limit order somewhere at the close of this bar. I cannot afford to wait once this, wow, this is extremely big stop loss, so I'm going to go for, let's say, 8 ticks. I'm going to move my target, runner somewhere around here. It is not really important. You guys can see I have an automated strategy in play, which automatically sets my stop loss where it should be target profit and my one runner. You guys can see I'm scalping 4 contracts, leaving 1 for runner in case something unexpected happens. But we have a new high right here, a first entry long pullback, a second entry long. This is what I was looking at because the downtrend played out with the break and a new low. Uptrend started, price pushing above the EMA, indicating strong bullish momentum, and we just have a first break of this uptrend, and we are looking for price to create a new extreme. So let's see how the market develops in here. All right guys, and we are getting very close to getting our first target profit hit, and we just got filled. All right, perfect. So you guys can see this was a perfect new high, first entry long pullback, a second entry long coming off the EMA while we are looking for a new extreme. So you have to stick with the trend. And as you guys can see, I'm going to hold the runner. Right now, I don't know how I'm going to play because yesterday I held the runner and I decided to tighten the stop loss a little bit, but it ended up stopping me out and the market railed up higher. So this is how trading goes. Sometimes when you let the runner run, it will get stopped out instantly. And when you tighten it too much, the runner would go forever. So this is the first trade right now. It happened fairly quickly. This is a second entry long, textbook pattern according to price action. Hopefully it makes sense. All right guys, I'm resuming the video because our runner just got hit. And as you guys can see, I widened the trend line a little bit because it makes it fit really nicely off the lows, as you guys can see. And right now, the bullish bars is still up, and nevertheless, the market is going to open in 1 minute, and you always want to be a little bit careful around the open. I'm still going to keep an eye on the initial setup that I had on the initial trend line. It's really quite confusing which trend line to play right now. But important thing is, as you guys can see, every single correction at the EMA is being bought. This is a good sign that this is a bullish trend. So I'm not going to be thinking about selling unless we get some sort of reversal pattern below EMA. What I'm expecting some sort of consolidation trading range right now for a little bit of a time period because this is not looking like such a strong uptrend. We're just slowly creeping higher, but we just have to follow the rules. We cannot pick and choose. The bullish path is up, okay? All right, guys, the market just opened and we are having a momentum spike. As you guys can see, we have a new high. We just have a first entry long pullback and we're pushing below EMA. So let's see if we can get, we have a second entry long, but price is starting to get consolidated. We're close below EMA, so I'm not going to be taking the second entry long here. I'm just going to be sitting on my hands and waiting for this opening trap to develop. But let's see, we have a second entry long here. It's looking extremely tempting. I'm very tempted to pull the trigger right here, but I just don't like the congestion a bit here. And it already left behind us. Wow. And this is what happens at the opening, guys. A lot of momentum. This is a second entry long. I just didn't, if this bar closed a little bit above the EMA, this would be a good entry. And had we closed above the EMA, this would have been really great. But hey, sometimes you miss the setup, sometimes you don't. So the bullish bus is still up and I'm going to be sitting on my hands. You can see we have a new high right here. We have a first entry long, but why am I not taking this first entry long? This is just a first entry. This is not the second entry. This is not a high probability setup. It is at the key entry point. It is at the EMA. As you guys can see, the bullish market is really strong. The trend is looking fairly strong, so it may work for a scalp, but this is like, I want to be patient. I want to wait for only high probability setup. We have a second entry long trigger like right here. Let me see if I can get filled here. And we got filled, so I'm going to move my target profit to 8 ticks. I'm going to go for this is a runner. I'm going for leave it where it's at. I'm going to move my stop loss below this single bar right here. And the price is really consolidating right now. The EMA is in the middle of those bars, but I'm really focusing on the bullish trend right here. Hopefully I didn't get trapped here. I may have pulled the trigger too prematurely. Hold on. Kind of tempting to exit this trade, but break, new low, second entry long right here. I may have gotten trapped here. This is a huge congestion right here. It's a huge congestion right here. Let me see if I can. It is a second entry long. Let me see. Am I correct believing in my gut instinct? Am I correct here? As you guys can see, this is the emotions, and we got out. So that was quick. Oof, they scared us, but this is real trading, man. This is a new high, first entry long, second entry long. I may have pushed my luck a little bit because you guys can see we have a consolidation area right here. The EMA is flat, but I didn't like the entry right here and it worked. So this is sort of like a repeat pattern, and the boss is still up. We have a break, new low, so the downtrend played out. So you want to buy the market. You want to buy the market because the bias is still up. We're coming off 2 key entry points, not just one, 2 key entry points. Okay, EMA and the trend line. So this is a second entry long. This is a high probability setup. The thing today is the bars are too big. Volatility is extremely big, so you may want to sneak them into limit orders. I just strongly believe in this uptrend. I don't want to miss a single trade. So let's see if we can get the runner. Our runner got stopped out here, unfortunately, and here we would have still been holding a runner, but it looks like they're coming for a runner very soon. And our runner just got hit. So this barely worked for a scalp. We are 2-0 for the day. I may be actually done very early like this. 2 back-to-back very easy trades, and this was easy gimme too. I was too patient right here. This was the setup I was supposed to take, and if I was supposed to wait, I was supposed to be right here. But you can't just ignore the trend where the EMA is pointing higher. You have to take any second entry long. You guys can see how reliable this pattern is. This is such a trading price action is so easy once you get your head in the right space. This is a first entry long, second entry long, 2 key entry points. First entry long, second entry long, key entry point. First entry long, second entry long, 2 key entry points. Break, new low, break, new low, break, attempt to make a new low. Uptrend is to the trend is to the upside. Okay, guys. So easy price action. Don't buy at the highs. Just focus at the deep corrections. All right, traders. So I've been sitting on my hands for quite some time now. How long it's been? Let's say 15:44. So it's been a little bit over 20 minutes, and that's not really too bad. It is really a part of trading, but as you guys can see, price started pushing to the downside, and it basically showed to take a look how this uptrend played out with losing steam basically, because every single two-legged pullback at the key entry point, look at the strong push it generated. Take a look, guys, and suddenly we have a two-legged pullback, second entry long, and look what we have, just a tiny little move up. We have a triple top right here, and we have a strong push higher. This is how you can tell that the trend is reversing and it's about to tilt, that the momentum of the key entry point is not too big. Price never looked back, and guys, and we may have a first entry long, second entry long failure. And let me see, we push strongly below EMA, but this bar is way too big. Let me quickly get the ruler. How big this would be? This would be 3.5 points. This wouldn't be so bad. I may actually enter right here, and it's going without me. I don't want to chase it too much. I can't even chase it because this signal bar is way too big for me to enter, and we probably already made, yeah, we already made the scalper's profit. Yeah, as you guys can see, take this failed breakout entry right here. Let me get filled quickly because you guys can see we just broke above this resistance and the market went out without me again. So the volatility is really strong, really fast. I'm going to cancel the order because the price just made already the scalper's profit. All right, guys, I'm resuming the video because we may have a potential second entry long here. I'm waiting if we get triggered, if we have a new high right here, first entry long, pullback, second entry long right here, but it depends if we get a trigger above this bullish bar, and I'm definitely going to put in the limit order because the signal bar is just too big and I got filled. I still have to, you guys can see the signal bar is way too big. I still have to move the stop loss. So I'm going to go for 8 ticks. I'm going to move my runner somewhere around this area right here. And price is right now not doing what I want, but what I'm looking at is we just have this break of this uptrend, and I'm looking for price to create a new extreme. We have overshoot, and once we have overshoot, you know, it a lot of times leads to a break of the channel to the other side, or possibly a straight up reversal. And this strong push above EMA indicated a strong bullish momentum. EMA is holding prices. We are at the key entry point, second entry long, two-legged pullback. So I'm looking for a two-legged pullback to the upside. All right, guys, I'm resuming the video as we were very close to getting our target profit filled. It is moving extremely fast, and right now we are too congested, but I'm still going to hold this trade. Well, take a look at the congestion right now. They're not gonna give it to us easily, will they? But I still think we can manage to get the scalp here quickly. Come on, we were so close. I was really thinking we may get, come on, just a few, and we got out. Perfect. So I'm going to quickly mark this setup right here. As you guys can see, this was a two-legged pullback. You have a shortened correction with the break and a new extreme. Okay, so this is a two-legged pullback, second entry long, looking for a new extreme. And right now, this was my first trade right here. First entry long, second entry long, first entry long, second entry long. The bearish corrections played out. The same thing right here. First entry long, second entry long. Strong push above the EMA indicating strong bullish pressure. EMA is holding prices, and let's see how the runner is. We may get actually stopped out fairly quickly. It seems like no runner today. We'll see. And we got stopped out. So this was my last trade. I'm not going to push my luck. I'm already extremely tired because it's been really hard to read the market in this area. And market is moving extremely fast, so I'm going to wrap it up. If you're feeling tired and you're feeling too overwhelmed, the market is too fast to read, just take a break or take your money and go home. You know, I'm 3-0 for the day, and I'm just going to wrap it up and go home. I don't care about getting too greedy. You know, if once you start to get greedy, that's when you will get all your money back, and I'm not going to do that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. We really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested about day trading. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care, buddy.